My last video that I published was about my weekly workout, and this video shows my dynamic warm-up, the routine that I do to warm up before each of the bodyweight training sessions. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes, and it's also great to use between or after being at work to stretch the body. It's good as a morning stretch and also great on a rest day, and it's even good to do before bed to unwind from the day. This is a follow along video, and I've included a downloadable PDF in the description box, and it's got a list of all of the exercises so you can print it off and do this at home. I like this routine because it includes all of the joints in the body, including the wrists and the toes, which can often be forgotten. It can be done in a small space and there's no equipment required, although a mat is useful if you're doing it on a hard floor, and even better if you can do it barefoot on grass. Dream! This is suitable for most abilities, and I'll include some progressions and some regressions, although if there's anything that you can't do or anything that hurts, then just leave it out or replace it with something that you know you can do. Each of these exercises, it's about 5 reps of each, but you can do maybe 2 or 3 if you're in a rush, or 10 and above if you're wanting to take this a bit slower and you've got more time. So starting on all fours, we're going to do cat-cow. So this is cat, bending our spine, and then cow, 5 of these. And this isn't just a back exercise, try and incorporate the shoulders as well. So when we're in the cat, we're sinking down into the shoulders. When we're in cow, we're pushing into the floor. One more. Now we're going to mobilise our wrists. So spread the fingers out onto the floor, and we'll do 5 circles in one direction. You might hear my wrist cracking. It always does it. Then 5 circles in the other direction. Trying to spread the fingers, including the thumb, keep the hand and the fingers as flat on the ground as possible, just to stretch everything out. Then pointing the fingers out to the side, we're going to go side to side. So 5 on each side, which is 10 reps in total. Again, spreading the fingers, trying to push all the fingers, including the thumb, into the ground. And then finally, gently, our hands back, only where it's comfortable. Tuck the toes, and then just moving backwards and forwards 5 times. And that shouldn't be painful, it should feel nice, but it is quite intense. Before the next move, you might just want to shake the wrists a bit. The next exercise is scapular push-ups, and I've moved the camera a bit closer just so you can see what's going on. And these can be done on all fours in a push-up on your knees position or in the full push-up position. I use this position. It's a bit weird if you've never done something like this, so it might take a little bit of time to get used to it. Scapular push-ups is just using this area here to press up and down so your arms remain completely straight. And maybe if you've never done this move before, it can feel a bit awkward, or even the range of motion can be quite limited. I know when I first started doing these, my shoulders just didn't move much. After you've done the scapular push-ups, we're going to go into scapular push-up circles. Again, when I first did these, it's just like, what is going on? So it's just basically like this. You can probably hear my sports bar creaking. So shoulders, so let's just give you an example. Push the floor away, then move the shoulders down, then bring the shoulder blades together, then bring the shoulder blades up, push the ground away, move the shoulder blades down, So it's just circles. It creates so much heat in the body, it's unbelievable. And if it becomes too much, or if you're just practicing, you can come onto all fours just to get that range of motion. And just keeping all of the body, the torso, the core straight, and just moving the shoulders. So coming into downward facing dog, just spending a couple of seconds just to get comfortable in that position. And if you aren't fully able to get into down dog, you can bend your knees as well. So I'll show you the first option. So down dog into up dog, and then just move backwards and forwards from down dog to up dog 5 times. But if you're struggling a little bit, you can bend your knees, down dog, put your knees down, and then come into up dog. So just remembering this is a warm up, so it shouldn't feel extremely strenuous. It should feel pleasant. It's just getting the body warm. It should feel nice. So the final down dog, we're going to stay. Then we're going to bring our right leg forward, reach up with our right arm, bring the right arm down. These are called Eric CRESSEY'S. Then straighten the right leg, rebend, bring that back knee down, and then reach our left arm back. It's a bit confusing. I'll show you on the other side. So left leg forward, left arm up, then bring that left arm down, straighten that left leg, then bend that right leg and reach that right arm back. These are called Eric CRESSEY'S, and I've linked the exercise in the description box. He does them walking, but I do them stationary. If you're struggling getting that range of motion, then you can use a small stool. So pretending you're in your down dog, your right leg forward, you can reach your right arm up, straighten your right leg, bring that left leg down, and then reach back. Oh, that didn't stretch. Reach back. So each of these exercises, there should be an alternative for you. I'll just do one more, as I usually do. Reach up, straighten that front leg, and then twist. And this move really generates some heat because we're using a lot of muscles, including the core. Once we've done 2 of those on each side, just want to sit back with our toes tucked under and just make sure all of our toes are tucked, including our little toe. I'll show you the motion that I do first. Coming back into a squat, and then coming forward, back into a squat, and then coming forward. If you do struggle with getting into a squat, you can come up high, just to wherever suits you, and you should find you're getting a bit of a stretch underneath your feet and some activation in all of your hips and your ankles. So that's 5 reps of those. Next we'll do something called SHIN BOX or 90-90. So our front leg is 90 degrees, our other leg is 90 degrees, kind of like a box. Just resting our fingers behind and twisting side to side. And this can feel a bit cranky for me actually. If you don't want to do 90 degrees, you can always bring your feet a bit further in, which feels a bit more comfortable. And if you can't get that full range of motion, just swing side to side, not coming all the way down. Once you've done 5 each side, I'm going to sit on one side and then just go 5 circles with our body one way, and then 5 circles with our body the other way. Probably be a bit awkward to do the circles with your knees up, so if you can't get your knees down, just miss the circles out. Come to the other side. 5 circles one way, and then 5 circles the other way. And one side feels great, but this side feels really sticky. But over the months when I'm doing this, it's just loosening up ever so slightly. Next, we'll do a series of exercise called Ido Portals. And so I've stole this from Ido Portal and I've linked the full sequence in the video description box. So if you can, come into a full squat. And if you can't come in to a full squat, that means your heels are onto the ground, then you can come up a little bit higher. So we're going to tuck in on our right side and then push our left knee out 5 times and then hold. Then come to the other side, push and hold. And just to show, if you can't get that full range of motion, you can still push and hold. And hopefully over time, you should be able to come lower. The next, we're going to tuck in again. Hold on to our left ankle with our right arm and then reach up. Come back. My sports bra is making a noise. I'm going to undo it. Once we've done 5, we're just going to hang out for 5 counts. I love this one. Then the other side. And if you're struggling to get low, again, you can just come up and just twist. And that just feels so fantastic on the spine and just around the hip, above the hip. Just hold. This is a double knee push, so our hands in a prayer position, just pushing our knees out 5 times and hold. And you can also do it like this, coming up. And then the next one, it has taken me so long to get to this stage. So if you're in your low squat, I'm not sure if you could so much do it in a higher squat, but we'll have a look. You can stack your fists and fingers on top of each other. I'll show you how I do it. So I'm fist on fist at the minute. And just reach forward and have your forehead touch your fists. Just a note to say, it's taken years for me to get to this stage. You can also come like this. If you're really flexible, you can go, oh, hands flat. I'm really far away. So once you've done 5, just hang out for 5 seconds. If you're struggling to get down in your squat, then you could just reach forward like this, and then just hold. And then finally, as part of the squat routine, reach forward with your arms and then reach up. Do that 5 times. And then hold. This one is really tricky. Oh, I love it when it's finished. So forward fold into hollow body. Reach up, reach forward, reach up and sit back. And this should feel really nice after the Edo Portals. So just go to where is comfortable for you. So if you're not as flexible, you can just reach forward and then just sit back a little bit. Do one more. Then we'll come into our Cossack squats. Depending on your ankle mobility range and also into your hips will depend how high or low you go. So the key is you want to keep your heel on the ground. So you might be here, or you might be here, or here. So just go to where is comfortable. So we'll just move from side to side for a couple of times. So to move from side to side, you can come along the floor. Or if you fancy it, you can go no hands. If you're a bit higher, or you can straighten and lower. And you'll really find that this starts to activate. Come to the right side. Then you want to sit back. And then turn your knee in, only if you can. This one can be a bit sticky. So otherwise just leave this out 5 times. Then come back up. And then with our weight into the right foot, we're just going to reach up with our left hand and come down 5 times. A little bit like that Edo Portal that we did. And then just hold for 5. And then come to the other side. This side is my tricky side. My heel always wants to come up. So I'm going to try and keep it down. Sit back. Do that hip mobility. Oh, this hip feels completely different to the other one. Not as good. So 5 of those. Then come back up. Keep that heel on the ground if you can. Mine just wants to come up. And then reach up 5 times. And then hold. If you want, just do a couple more side to sides. And then the final exercise. For this, grab a bathrobe, tie, or a towel, a t-shirt, or you can just use nothing. And hold wider than your shoulders. You'll soon know whether to go wider or to go narrow. And we're just going to bring it over our head and back. Do that 5 times. And the key here is that you don't want to stick your ribs out in order to get the tie over your head. You want to keep your upper body and your ribs down, and it's just your arms moving rather than this. This is just to loosen up the shoulders. So 5 times, and you'll find over time that you can move in closer and closer. Then we'll do some circles, so we go around the body like this. Again, try not to stick out your ribs. 5, you can hear my shoulder cracking. It's difficult on this one not to move the ribs, but just a light activation on your core. And that's it, that's the routine. You should be feeling warm and mobile and flexible, hopefully. And that did take longer than the usual 10 minutes, but I think because I was showing some alternatives. But once you've got the downloadable list in front of you and you do it frequently and memorize it, it should flow pretty well and take just about 10 minutes. To let you know, if you did some of those exercises and they felt a bit cranky and a bit difficult, then don't worry. The Eric Cressey's and the Edo Portals I've been doing for a long time, but when I first started them, it felt as though it was some kind of contortion. It actually felt impossible. And the Edo Portals I've been doing for 7 years now, and it's taken all that time for me to get to where I am now. And when I first started, it just felt so impossible. Just do what you can and trust the process. Please let me know in the comments box what you liked about this routine and how you felt after. And if you like this kind of movement, then I'll add another 2 videos up here. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. For those of you that usually watch my videos, and if you're wondering why I'm not in my little spare room making this video, it's because I'm in Panama, and hopefully I'll be able to tell you why I'm in Panama in a few videos' time.